Hi everyone, welcome back to the I Don't Even Know podcast. I'm Em. I hope you're doing well. Today, I am here to talk about season 2, episode 3 of The Summer I Turned Pretty. And I just want to jump in because I don't know what I just watched. I can't process anything. I was in tears like almost the whole entire time. I don't know what I just witnessed, so I just want to jump right in and start talking about it. But I am going to wait to talk about Belly and Conrad. I'm not going to do it until the end. I'm going to talk about them at the end. I just want to wait. I did this in the other episodes too. I don't know why. I just want to end it off on them. So, we're going to talk and start off with Taylor and... 1 second, sorry, I'm eating. Taylor and Steven. Because I said this last episode, but I'm starting to get a little more into them. I'm starting to like them a lot more because I was a hardcore Steven and Shayla shipper, and so I was really upset when I found out that she wasn't going to be in it and we weren't going to get them again. And I was kind of against Taylor and Steven when I saw the trailer. But, you know, seeing them actually in the episodes, like all of it, I am starting to ship them, and I'm seeing the chemistry, and you can tell like Steven really does care about Taylor. It's not like he's just trying to mess around with her, like you can tell. And so I'm here for it. I'm like really excited to see where it goes, because Taylor, something I love about her is she's honest, but in a sweet way. Like, she doesn't want to make you feel bad, but she like tells you the truth and tells you how it is, no matter what. Even if like she like agrees or kind of agrees with Belly, or agrees that what Steven did was wrong, she still feels bad for him, and she's like, oh my gosh, no, like blah blah blah, when he said like, does Belly think I don't care about Susanna, or something like that? And she's like, oh my gosh, no, like, blah, blah, blah. And it made me so happy that she was comforting him, but it broke my heart that he even brought that up, because, of course, he is heartbroken about it, but he has Princeton, like, he is distracting himself, because, like, Princeton's such a big deal, like, that's probably helping him a lot, and even he said he was so excited for Princeton. So that kind of distracted him from it. And I think that's good that he had a distraction. I think everyone needs one. And I liked how she was talking about what her therapist said, because I've been saying this. They need a therapist, especially Laurel. Like, they need someone to talk to. And I'm happy she actually said something and brought up a therapist, because maybe that'll convince Steven to get his mom one, or maybe to get Belly one, get someone a therapist, because I think they all need it, like, really badly. But, like, Taylor, I love her so much. The way, like she's been this season so far is just so good. And, like, I'm happy they're changing it, like, a little bit from the book like they did in season 1, because I think I'm liking it more that with all of them there at the cousins, which I'll talk about a little bit more later, but I like that. And I also like Taylor going with Steven because Belly's her best friend and she wants to be there for her, and they're not arguing, and like she like wouldn't take no for an answer. She's like, I'm going with you. I need to make sure she's okay. I need to be there for my best friend. And I really liked how she did that, and I thought that was just such a good thing, and just shows how like good of a friend she is. She's just so good. I love her. Also, her looks this season, I said this in episode 1, but that look, all her looks, but especially the look in this episode, hit, and I cannot wait to see where it goes with Taylor and Steven. I don't know for sure. I'm pretty sure they kiss, I assume, because of what we saw in the teaser. Other than that, I'm like, I don't know what's gonna happen, and I'm really excited to see where it goes, because I'm kind of on board now. I was against it, but I'm seeing the vision, I'm seeing it, and I'm really, really liking it. And, like, I'm excited to see, like, where it goes. Especially with, like, Taylor and Steven helping them save the house. Because I don't know how I feel about this time, or, like, in the show, it's the sister, or her stepsister. Yeah, her stepsister who's selling the house, because she has, it's, like, partly, it's hers as well, it's her house as well, or, like, full ownership went to her after Susanna died. I don't know if I like that, because that kind of bothers me, but that it's her sister who did it, and not her ex-husband, like they did in the book. I feel like that would have sat better with me. I mean, like, I think it's interesting that they're bringing in a family member of Susanna, but I think it bothers me more that she's selling the house, like, knowing how, like, much it meant to her sister, and her nephews, even though, like, she hasn't seen them in a while, and, like, she didn't even recognize Jeremiah when he showed up. And so that kind of bothered me, like, that she's like, oh, we're not selling the house, like, I don't care, like, blah, 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 blah. Like, the fact that she also didn't go to the funeral, like, that's just so shitty, and that's why it's not sitting right with me. And also, what's not sitting right is the dad knew about it, about the house being put up for sale, like, right after the funeral or during the funeral. It was, like, one of those. I think it was right after. Like, that just didn't sit right with me. Like, I don't like it, and I'm really mad. We're probably gonna have the sister be not the villain, but kind of like I hope you guys understand what I'm trying to say, like, the kind of the antagonist. And I'm like, I get that's interesting, and I wanted, like, a family member of Susanna's to be around, like, that we haven't met. But I don't know, I'm not liking her right now, and I really hope her kid, Sky, I really hope I like them. Sky seems chill so far. I mean, I don't know for sure. We don't know a lot about them right now, so I guess we'll see with the next few episodes. So far, they seem chill. I can't say a lot about them because we don't know anything. We just saw them say hi and, like, be like, Jer, and I think that was it. So I don't know a lot yet. We'll see if we like them in the future. Right now, all they say, like, about Julia, fuck her, hate her, she's pissing me off. I hope they I don't know what I was gonna say, take her down. They obviously will, because in the book they do save the beach house, and the beach house is a big part of the third book, so it's gonna be a big part of season 3, so they have to save it. I mean, if they don't, I'll be really upset that they changed that. I'm fine with them changing stuff, but not, like, the big, huge parts. Like, that just doesn't sit right with me, and, like, I really hope they don't change it. I really hope, or I hope the dad comes around and lets them use their trust fund. Like, I get he wants, like, them to save it for the future, future not really college, yeah, but, like, the future, like, house when you, like, grow up. And, like, yeah, but this could be their future. Like, this is they're going to spend, like, their future here, like, their future summers here. They love this house so much. It's a part of them. It's a part of their mom. Like, it makes them think about their mom, and, like she's near, like, them. So I think he should let them open the trust fund. I mean, I feel like, I'm pretty sure if it's, like, anything like the book, Laurel will come in and change his mind, or change Aunt Julia's mind, and then they'll get it, or they'll do the trust fund thing. But I just think it's so annoying that she's trying to sell the house, because it's just so wrong. Like, that was your sister's house, your nephew's house, and, like, it's like their home. It's like their second home, and they feel like at peace there, and it reminds them of their mom. Like, I don't care if you have ownership of it. Don't fucking sell it. It's your kid, or not your kids. It's your sister's. Like, what the heck? I fucking hate that girl. She seems like such a bitch. When I saw the still, or like, when I saw a clip of her somewhere, I thought that was gonna be her mom. I don't know why, but I thought that was gonna be her mom. So I was, like, excited. I was like, oh, we're gonna meet Susanna's mom. No, we're meeting her bitchy ass sister, and it just doesn't sit right with me. Like, I'm excited to see how they do save the house, though, because I know I'm course, Taylor, Steven are gonna help, and then I think Cameron helps. I think that's when he shows up. I think Sky helps as well. I thought I saw them in the trailer at the house with everyone. So I guess we'll see if, like, how that's gonna work out. I'm excited to see where it goes with the house. Let's see how, like, they do it. Because it's already different from the book, of course, like I said. So I'm excited to see, like, which way they go. If they go with, like, Laurel talking to the dad and convincing him to do, like, open the trust fund and going, like, that route. Kind of like the book. It's not exactly like the book, but it's Laurel talking to the dad and trying to change his mind. That's similar to the book. Or if they're just gonna, like, change Julia's mind or something. I don't know. I'm really interested to see, because it's a lot. I'm excited to see what they do at, like, the beach house, and if they throw that party, and if we're gonna have that Belly and Conrad scene of the beach of, like, her really, really drunk. I think that was in the second book, where she's, like, really drunk on the beach, and he, like, has to carry her, or tries to carry her or something, and she, like, falls down, or I think that was it. I'm pretty sure it was in the second book. I'm not 100% sure, but I'm pretty sure. So I hope we see that. I kind of want to. I want to see almost all the scenes, or, like, all the Belly and Conrad moments that were in the book. Like, I want to see all of them. And so I really hope they do. So far, we've seen, like, all of them. So I'm really enjoying it, even though they're all super fucking painful. And they have me in tears. It's, like, it's good, you know? It's painful, but it's good. The next thing I want to talk about, before I get into, of course, the love triangle, like, the big part of the main part of the books, the series, you know, is Laurel. Just quickly, I just want to bring up, I'm really happy she's going to New York. I said that. I'm really happy. Also, really like that Steven covered for Belly when she's like, oh, should I, like, see her before I go, blah, blah, blah. And he was like, no, like, she's with Taylor, she'll be fine. I'm happy he didn't tell her. But, like, I am worried, though, like, she's not going to be able to do it. She's going to go to New York, and they're going to call her and be like, we need your help, we're cousins, blah, blah, blah. Like, we need you to help talk to the dad. And then she's going to miss her opportunity. I really hope that doesn't happen. I mean, but who the fuck knows? I'm happy she's doing it, and she's going to promote her book, like, do some press and everything. I'm happy she's finally doing that, even though, like, episode 1, she said, like, I'm not gonna do it, like, I'm not ready. I'm happy she's ready. She's doing better. And we're gonna see how that goes. I'm really excited to see more of that. But now is the love triangle time. So first, we're gonna talk about Belly and Jer, and at the end, Belly and Conrad, because I'm not, like, mentally prepared to talk about Belly and Conrad yet. So we're going to talk about Belly and Jer. They weren't awful this episode, thankfully. I mean, he didn't annoy me as much as he did last episode, because he's getting a bit better, and they're on better terms. And he's not mad at Belly and Conrad that much anymore, almost at all. Like, I liked their moments, Belly shared, because I said this before, I love their friendship. And so I'm happy they're having scenes, like, somewhat cute scenes, but then they're too coupley for me, because I don't want that. So then I'm kind of like, the one of them sitting on the bed talking about everything and being like, oh, we shouldn't have come, like, we'll talk about it in the morning, we'll figure everything out. I liked that scene, because they seemed like best friends just talking. But I didn't like their car rides and stuff, because they were, like, holding hands. He was touching her shoulder. I'm like, no, get the fuck away. I was just, other than that, like, the car ride was good. It was cute. I liked seeing them talk and, like, acting like friends again, and, like, their relationship, like, their friendship, not, you know, relationship in a friend way, like that. I like seeing that, and I like how she went to help him talk to Aunt Julia, even though it didn't really work out. I like how she went with him, she tried to help him, and, like, I really liked them in this episode, but, like, not, like, as a couple, you know, of course, as friends. And, like, I really like how, like, they're not, like, too coupley yet. So I'm, like, appreciating their friendship, even though I know for Belly right now, I think it's a friendship. For him, it's not. It's, like, more. So I'm like, kind of don't know how to feel yet. Like, or no, I know I like it. It's kind of like, I don't know what to do, because I'm seeing it as a friend way. But of course, Jeremiah doesn't, and we're gonna have to see how that works. Which, I mean, if they do the same thing in the book as they did in the book, I'm in for a rough season. I mean, we already are in for a rough season as Conrad. We're already going through it, and it's episode 3. And so I'm not having a good time here. It's, like, really fucking stressful. Like, I will say, their scenes were cute. I liked their friendship and their dynamic. I liked them talking about volleyball and what happened to her and how she liked stopping the captain and what happened in that game. Now she has volleyball camp next week and she's talking about going. And he was like, you're going. Like, well, if we haven't fixed everything, like, I'll deal with it. I liked how he was being supportive. And I'm happy we finally found out what happened and how she, like, bombed that game, like, that volleyball game. And I think that's when she stopped being the captain. It was because she was thinking about Susanna and it, like, upset her and, like, she couldn't do it. Which, like, that makes sense. I kind of thought it was either that or it was Conrad. I don't know. I thought it was either one of them. Which, I mean, it makes sense. Like, that's what I really thought it was going. So I really liked that. And I also liked how, like, during the funeral, it was awful. And I was, like, I was crying really, really hard. I like how she was, like, there for him and being like, oh, yeah, like, go upstairs. I'll make you food, like, or I'll make you a plate of food. Like, just go rest. Like, I'll deal with this. Because, of course, like, he was really struggling. They all were. And he needed a break from, like, talking to everyone and hearing, like, gosh, I'm so sorry about your mom. Like, blah, blah. Like, that probably wasn't the best thing for him to hear right now. So, or, like, right then. So, it was probably good that she did that. And I really liked that. And I liked, like, all the scenes with Conrad and Jer because they had such a good talk out on the dock. Like, it was so heartfelt. Like, Jer was crying and Conrad was, like, comforting him. And also Jer, like, saying he's gonna help pay. Like, it was so good. Like, I really am liking their scenes together. Like, especially right now, especially in this episode, and just the dock scene and, like, them talking about going surfing eventually and all of that was really nice. And I really liked that because I really liked their sibling dynamic because, like, they have their issues, obviously, like, all siblings do, but I like when we see them, like, kind of comfort each other and help each other. So I really liked that, and I hope we get to see more of that later on in the season or in the next few episodes. But now we talk about Billy and Conrad. I've been dreading this. I really don't want to talk. They ruined me this episode. They really said, we don't want you to be happy. Like, I went from episode 1 and 2, the flashbacks being amazing and me crying because they're so cute and happy, and they were so happy, to me crying over the flashbacks because they're so sad and gut-wrenching and I wanted to die. Like, they really can't let me be happy for too long, especially this season. It was so sad. Like, the way, like, when they were talking in the kitchen about prom, you could tell Conrad was really out of it. I think he was just really stressed, like, about everything going on with his mom because he was worried because they changed the medicine that she was getting worse. So that was probably why he was acting like that. Because, like, you could tell in, like, the prom, during prom when she walked away, he didn't want her to, and he wanted to stay. He wanted her to stay. He wanted to fix this. You could tell. So I don't think it was he wanted to break up. I think it was just he was stressed out a lot and kind of out of it. Or at least I think. And then, like, of course, during, like, the prom pictures, he forgot the corsage, which I knew that was going to happen because of the book. I'm happy they added that in because I thought that kind of added to the tension and, like, the reason, like, they're kind of off. Or, like, so I'm happy they did that, but it's just, like, So, oh my gosh, like, I was hoping I was gonna get, like, I know, like, right, because I read the book, I know, like, prom was a disaster, but I was hoping we would get some cute prom, like, moments of them before they got taken away from me and they destroyed me, which we didn't, sadly, and they just made me want to die. Like, I felt so bad for Belly because she was so excited. Like, she's been in love with this man forever. He finally, she's finally with him, and she's going to prom with him, which is such a big deal. And then he acts like that, which, like, I know he's going through it. Like, I don't remember exactly what was going on. I don't think it was ever brought up, like, exactly what was going on with him, but I felt so bad for her because she was so happy and she just wanted to dance and have a good time, and everyone else was dancing and they were just sitting at the table, and Steven literally had to tell him, like, to dance with Belly, like, dance with my sister. Like, the fact that he had to say something just proved, like, it was gonna be a shitty night. Like, I think that's when she realized more, like, this is gonna be a bad night. And he was like, and he asked her to dance then after Steven said it. Then she was like, oh no, like, I don't want to, you don't have to if you don't want to. And then she got up, and then he just, like, was apologizing. I think he apologized for something, and then he said, like, I can't, he's going back to school, like, after the prom. He's not going to that, like, after party. And that's when I was like, oh fuck, like, it's happening. And I think that's when she was like, we're done, like, this is the end, isn't it? I think she could tell too from, like, how he was acting that, like, something was going on, and I think that's why she thought it was the end of the relationship and he wanted to break up with her. I personally don't think he wanted to. I think he was just kind of going through it, like, going through a rough time with it, because he was stressed about his school and then his mom, and he was worried about her and all of that. So I think that's what it was, but she, of course, thought it was her, clearly. And, I mean, I don't blame her. I feel like if I was in her position, I probably would too. Just because, like, you don't know, like, exactly what's going on if they don't really tell you, like, why they're acting that way. So I feel like I would probably, like, think that it was my fault if I was in her position. But, like, the breakup scene was, like, awful. It was so good, but so bad at the same time. Like, the fucking rain was so good. I mean, I would have rather have a rain kiss, but the rain for the breakup, that was good. Like, it was so pretty, the way, like, it was raining while they did it. It was so depressing, but it was so good. And, like, the way she was, like, sobbing, like, be like, no, like, we're done. And, like, she was like, this is it, like, blah, 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 like, everything. Like, she was sobbing, like, so hard, and she walked away, and, like, he was trying to stop her, and he was like, no. That's why I don't think he wanted to break up with her, and it was something else, because he was trying to stop her and be like, he was like, Belly, like, wait, no. And he looked so sad, and then she gave her back the fucking necklace, and I wanted to die. I think that's honestly what hurt me the most, was, like, the fact that she gave back the necklace. And I think that's also what hurt him the most, like, seeing he gave back the necklace and, like, being like, we're done, we're over. Like, the way, like, you saw her walk away and you just saw him standing in the back, and the way Steven, like, came out to check on her and, like, hugged her, like, the way he hugged her was so sweet. It's so good. Like, he has his moments, but he overall is, like, a pretty good brother. Like, I'm happy he noticed that. Also, Taylor noticed it as well, which I liked how they noticed something was going on, because they, like, left in the middle of prom. I think a few people around them noticed, because Belly seemed really sad and upset, and I think people around them could notice, because I think I remember people staring at them when they walked away, because, like, you could tell, like, something was wrong, because usually at prom it's, like, happy, because I went to prom and, like, it was, like, upbeat and everyone was jamming out and, like, having a good time. So when you see, like, crying and, like, people getting, like, somebody pulling you out, it usually means, like, shit's about to happen. But, like, the hug between Steven and Belly, that was so cute, but the way they, like, turned Or, like, the way we saw Conrad's face, like, when he saw her sobbing into Steven's arms, and then, like, they turned and saw him driving away. Like, oh my gosh. It was awful, and I don't know what to do. It was so bad. Like, I was bawling my eyes out, like, the whole time. Like, the moment, like, we saw her in her prom dress, I started crying. Because I knew it was going to be awful. I knew it was going to be bad. And I was just like, oh my gosh, like, I don't want to do this. Like, it was as bad as I thought. No, actually, it was not as bad as I thought. It was worse. I think this was worse than the book. Probably because we actually had to see it. Like, I think I said this before in one of the episodes. I don't cry usually when I'm reading books. Or I do occasionally. It's every once in a while. But it's, like, not as much as I cry, like, over shows. And so a book really has to be, like, really sad and, like, heartbreaking for me to cry. And I did cry a bit during reading the prom part. But it was nothing like the way I cried just, like, whenever, like an hour ago when I watched the episode. I was sobbing like a maniac. Like, I literally had to pause it and, like, cry into my pillow so I didn't make noise. Like, it was, like, you could hear me, like, I feel like if my mom was outside of her room, or it was, like, actually, no, not outside her room, awake, she would be able to hear me. Like, that's why I was, like, crying into my pillow. I'm like, just in case my mom's up, I don't want her hearing me, like, sobbing like a maniac over a couple breaking up. Because I just don't want her to hear that, even though she knows I do that. It's just, like, that was awful. And then the funeral scene, too, might have hurt me even more. Actually, not even more. It hurt me almost the same fucking amount. Like, that was awful, and I knew it was gonna be bad because, of course, the book was, like, she saw them and she ran out, and, like, it was just awful. Like, the whole funeral messed me up because it was so heartbreaking. Conrad singing really broke me too, like, in the way he, like, he was like crying while he was singing. It was awful. But, like, the Belly and Conrad, like, funeral, that was rough. That was really bad, especially because I get why Belly was so hurt, but I don't think it was the right time to do that in, like, the right place. Like, I love Belly so much, but it was not the right time. Like, that, it's his mom's funeral, or, like, kind of, well, it was the day. It was, like, a little bit after, like, the thing you go to after a funeral. I don't know what it is, because I don't think I've ever been to a funeral. But the thing you go to after, it's that. And, like, it was probably not the best time to do it, especially because she's, like, said go to hell and, like, I never want to see you again, or she said something like that. But I think the go to hell part was what, like, really was like, oh fuck, like, that probably wasn't the best thing to say after we got back from his mom's funeral. Like, I get why she was hurting. Like, she needed to be there for him, and she said it, like, she realized she needed to be there for him and comfort him, and she went to do it. And his ex, I think Amanda, wasn't that her name? Amanda? Or, wait, no, not Amanda, it's Aubrey. Aubrey, she was comforting him. And of course, I wanted Belly to do it. I wanted Belly to be the one to comfort him. But I'm happy he had someone. Like, I know it wasn't great, especially because Belly and Conrad shipper, but, like, I'm happy somebody was comforting the dude. Because he, poor guy, really just keeps going through it. Like, I don't think I've ever seen him really smile except when he was with Belly in those flashbacks. But other than that, I don't think we have. And it's just like, oh my gosh. Like, I'm happy she was comforting him. Like, I get why Belly was so upset. But she shouldn't have done that at the funeral. Like, I get you're hurting, but I think that's what made it worse. And especially the fact that people were around to hear it. And people were like, oh my gosh, she just said that. Like, she just said that, especially when his mom just died. You could tell people were, like, kind of judging her when she said that, especially her mom. Like, when she said, like, the thing at the end, he was like, she looked at her and was, like, disappointed, which I get why she was. I get why Bailey did that, but, like, I think it would have been better if she waited till after this and, like, a few days after, so they could process everything, and, like, it would be after the funeral. And, like, oh my gosh, especially when, like, Conrad said, what did he say? I knew it was a bad idea starting something, either with, I think it was something with you or something again. It was one of those, but it was, like, something like that. That is what got me crying even harder. Like, they really are really hurting me right now. Like, that was so awful. Like, that's why I kind of get why she would snap like that, because, I mean, if someone I've loved for so long, like, was so in love with, and I started dating them, and we broke up, and then I saw that, and they said that to me, I would be hurt, and I probably would have done the same thing. Like, it was awful, and oh my gosh. They really know how to fucking hurt me, man. They really were like, we're gonna really hurt you. We're gonna kill you. Basically, that's really what they're doing. Especially with the end of the fucking episode with Conrad getting, like, an alert from something, and I think having, like, a panic attack or something. I'm pretty sure it was a panic attack. It looked like it could have been a heart attack as well, but I'm pretty sure it was a panic attack. And I'm like, oh my gosh, like, this poor guy cannot catch a damn break. He has shit happening to him left and right. Like, let him relax. Let him live. Let him have a good time for once in his life. Like, we were finally seeing him smile again. Like, and they weren't flashback scenes. Like, during the movie night, we kind of saw him saw him smile a bit. And it wasn't a flashback. I'm like, oh my gosh, he's actually smiling. And that happens. Like, they can't end it and make us wait a fucking week to see what happened. Like, I need to know if he's gonna be okay. Like, obviously he's not gonna die. It was probably just a panic attack. But I want to know what the panic attack was about. Like, what alert he got. And then I will say, I'm really happy that Steven was the one that noticed he left and, like, went after him. I think it would have been cute with Belly going after him, but I think that might have made it a little bit worse. I think he needed someone who wasn't Belly to check on him, because maybe that would, like make him have even more of a panic attack, because they're not on the best terms right now. And they're getting a little better. They're actually talking, or, like, they talked a bit, but I think it was, like, best that Steven was the one to go out there, especially because we haven't had that many, like, Steven and Conrad moments this season, or Steven and Jer, like, any of, like, Steven with either one of them. So I'm happy we're seeing, like, that dynamic, and we're gonna see more of that, and I'm happy he went to check on him. But I really want to know what happened. A part of me thinks it's something about either the house was sold, or something about college, or, like, something with his school. I think that's what I think it could be about, but I don't know. I don't know what else it could be about, because it's not like he got a text about his mom dying because she already died. I don't know. I'm just so nervous. I'm so excited for next week, though, to get more answers. Like, and I'm so nervous for next week. Like, I need it to happen now. Like, I need it now. Like, right the fuck now. Like, now I'm wishing they dropped it all at once. Like, at first I was like, it's fine. Like, weekly, that sounds kind of fun. Like, I have something to look forward to on Fridays. But now I'm like, no, I, like, wish it was out. Oh, no. But I think that's the end of this episode. Thank you so much for listening. I'm hoping I'm getting, like, better, like, or getting back into the hang of this, and hopefully it was less chaotic. And next episode, next week, it will be out a bit later than, like, Friday. Like, it won't be out Friday. It will be probably a few days after, because I am going on a little trip next week, so I won't be able to do it, or even watch it until, like probably Monday or Tuesday, or actually, I don't even know. It won't be out right away, so I'm sorry about that, but I'm going on my first little trip of the summer, even though it's fucking July, so that's why it won't be out for a few days. But again, thank you so much for listening, and I'll see you guys soon.